it's Laurie from Cook Scrap Craft, and today I've got another process video for you. This one I put together pretty quickly using a PageMaps sketch and my June Best of Both Worlds kit. I had originally thought that I was going to do a pattern paper background for this, and I thought, you know what, at the time that I made this, it was actually right before June, right before Shimelle did her first June live. And I really wanted to kind of wait and see what she did and not use up too many of the pattern papers in case she created something that was really cool and I wanted to like literally do exactly what she did. So I decided that I was going to just use some white cardstock, Vicki Boutin Foundations paper, and do a little bit of mixed media behind my photos and just just use very minimal pattern paper on this. So this was, like I said, went together pretty quickly. I haven't done any mixed media yet, and that's because I'm trying to figure out where I want everything to go. So the original sketch, they were like two photos on top and then one beneath it, and then there was another piece which I guess could have been another photo, and it didn't say specifically what the sizes of everything were supposed to be. But that's okay. What the sizing that I did two 2x3 photos that I printed out on my Canon mini printer, and then I had a 4x4 photo printed out at Persnickety Prints. And then underneath the last piece is a 4 by something, 3x4 maybe, cut apart card from the Pink Paisley Wonder, or is it Paige Evans Wonders collection? I get them mixed up all the time. I guess because they both start with P. I don't know why. So those were the elements that I was putting down on the paper based on the sketch. And like I said, I don't know specifically what the sketch's dimensions were supposed to be. I did I sketched the sketch. So if they had measurements written out, I didn't write them down. But like I said, I made it work with two 2x3 photos and a 4x4 photo, and then a 3x4 cut apart card. So as long as everything lines up, it doesn't really matter what the sizing is, and you can always crop your photos, play around with different sizing and different a different configuration, if you will. So before I did the mixed media, I made just some pencil lines so that I could remember where everything was going to go, and then I erased it just like that. And the misting spray that I used with the packaging technique was the Tim Holtz, what is it, speckled patina? No, not speckled egg. Now I can't even find it on my desk. It's one of the newer ones, and it was part of the May Best of Both Worlds kit. Sorry, I'm looking to see if I can find it because it's going to bother me that I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. So it's actually salvaged patina. That's what it is, salvaged patina. Speckled, salvaged, whatever. Yeah, so I just did the packaging technique using the pencil lines as my guide, and I think I put the 3x4 piece crooked, so I end up having to lift that up and redo it. Because when I was putting down my photos, I'm like, wait a second, like things aren't lining up with the pencil marks the way I wanted them to. So I realized that something was not even, and maybe I should have done a better job of the pencil marks or something. Done pencil marks like all over, which is something that I actually used to do when I was first starting to get into mixed media, because that's what a lot of the scrapbookers were doing that I follow. Making marks so that they could lay everything out and then get everything back in the right place. What's really cool about those 2x3 photos is that they are self-adhesive. So they print out on this special paper, and then you just peel the backing off, and so I don't have to use any of my my adhesive squares for them. And what I also like is that, as you just saw, I can peel them off and put them back down. So it's not like a super gluey, sticky thing. It's just kind of like a regular sticker, and maybe it's because the Vicki Boutin Foundations paper is so great, but I had no trouble peeling them off and moving them around to fit. So a lot of the embellishments in the June Best of Both Worlds kit, they're very summery, or they just didn't seem to fit with the photos. And these are 3 photos from when I got my first COVID-19 vaccine. I had to drive like an hour and a half into New York State in order to get it. Because I work in New York, and so I was eligible there a week earlier than I would have been in New Jersey. So of course I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we drove into New York, And then we got an early lunch afterward, and we ate it outside at a really nice park. So it was a great experience and a really nice day. And so initially I'd wanted to find some papers that were like very specific COVID papers, you know, like when everybody was coming out with the quarantine papers last year. And then I thought, you know what, like we don't need it to be so themey and so specific. It's not really that big of a deal. So I used some of the American Crafts words there that are part of the Paige Evans collection. And so I used one that said exciting. And then from the Simple Stories sticker, 12 by 12 sticker sheet, I used a rainbow. And then there's some word stickers, which I really like. So I'm going to use a couple of those there. Right now I'm adding some of my Nouveau drops, and that color is called, I'm looking it up right now. It's a sparkly color. And it was originally, yeah, it's called Emerald City. So it's not actually, to me, Emerald City means green. It's really more of like a sparkly teal. And I liked how the color worked with this and the patina, the salvaged patina. And it was just the original sketch had like dashed lines there. And so I decided instead of drawing my own dash lines, I would just make little drops with the Nouveau drops, and then it would add some really fun texture and dimension to the layout. So now I'm just adding a little border to go underneath the two top photos, again, just like in the sketch. And I will show you the sketch in a second because I realized that I hadn't really shown it on camera yet, so I do want you to check it out. I was just cutting that to be 4 across, really simple, and then I added a little soda cup sticker from the Simple Stories. There's the sketch if you can see it. I added the soda cup because we were eating dinner and had a soda, and then I'm going to add a couple more little pieces there, and then do the journaling in that journaling spot. I wanted to say something about the sketch. So you saw I had sketches of sketches on that piece of paper that I just showed you. Something that I did for this month, before I printed out all of my April photos, I went through my Pinterest board and I found sketches that I liked or layouts that I liked. And I said, you know what, this is going to work for, like, I have 2 photos for this event and 3 photos for this event. And I used those layouts and the sketches to inform what size photos I needed to have printed. And I said, this is how, these are the layouts I'm going to scrap lift. These are the sketches I'm going to use to inspire these layouts. And I am excited about doing it this way because I think it's going to make it a lot easier for me to maybe not even know what products to use, but just to be able to sit down and have an idea of how I want to get started. And also know like what products to use. I'm basically using the June Best of Both Worlds kit for this month. But if I feel like I need something that's a little more specific, like I have some Easter photos that I want to scrap, I don't know if I'm going to use stuff from the June kit, or if I want to go find like an Easter page kit or just kind of put together my own Easter stuff. I haven't decided yet, but at least I have an idea of what I'm going to need because I've already planned it out in advance. And now I'm just taking the stencil that was from my stash, but I added it to the Best of Both Worlds kit instead of purchasing the stencil that Shimelle recommended. And I'm just taking some ink that I had from my stash. It's kind of the same color as the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide spray, and I'm just adding a few little, those little like weird arrow things there, just because it adds a little bit more visual interest and makes the mixed media, just gives the mixed media like some more dimension and stuff. So that's pretty much the layout. And again, I'm using the June Best of Both Worlds kit, a PageMaps sketch. Like, you don't have to be as planned out as this. I'm just telling you that's what I'm doing. That's my plan for this month and getting these photos scrapped. I am planning on planning. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you have questions about the products I used or any techniques, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time for another process video. Bye!